Tim, I'm so curious for you as a Blue Origin employee, former Blue Origin employee who knows so much about what went on behind the scenes here, the blood, the sweat, the tears. What was it like for you to watch this today?
Well, it was a pretty awesome moment. I first started as an intern at Blue Origin. I actually interned 3 times back to back to back, starting in 2011. So the whole company was only about 150 people at the time. And because of the small size, I've actually kept in touch with Jeff during the years. He even came out to visit us not too long ago at Relativity. So I've been a huge fan ever since I've left. And it really is pretty amazing, not just to see Blue Origin fly, but also Virgin Galactic, just a little bit before. So really 2 pretty huge human spaceflight milestones right next to each other. Pretty amazing.
So what does this all mean? And, obviously having worked here, understanding a little bit more how Jeff Bezos thinks, when he landed, he articulated to me this vision again of building a road to space, building out a space economy in a way to protect the Earth. What do you imagine the next move for Blue Origin will be? What is the next priority?
Yeah, so definitely the New Shepard program, and I think Jeff made a bold move to fly on the first human capsule flight. But of course, this has been in testing for a long time. They're also developing an orbital rocket called New Glenn, which seeks to be reusable for the first stage. It's quite huge, so it's a heavy lift rocket that they're launching from Cape Canaveral, and that's going to be a huge milestone. But to your point on vision, I think, as I've talked to Jeff and heard him speak as well, it's really about having millions of people living and working in space and moving heavy industry off planet Earth into space itself. And I think that's really what inspired me to start Relativity, was this idea that we need to actually build an industrial base on Mars and on other planets, and that this is a really important vision to go after. Of course, I think there's a lot of conversation around this, that this is just billionaires launching themselves into space and that there's so many problems on Earth. But I think we do have to actually, as a species and civilization, think about what is the future vision of humanity and what is this all about. And it's very worthwhile to have a small fraction of our resources going to making this amazing future in space happen.
Now, the key to building out that space economy is obviously reusability. It's something that I know occurred to you while you were working here. You're now focused on 3D printing rockets. If you could achieve that, what would that pave the way for? How would that go towards building out the future space economy?
Yeah, of course. So first off, I think 3D printing and reusability are not mutually exclusive. So Relativity is actually now designing a fully reusable, entirely 3D printed rocket. So the first stage and second stage and payload fairing will all be reused. It's our newest rocket called Terran-R, which we're actually currently nearly complete printing the first dome for. That's the 16-foot diameter dome. So we're already building it. And really, 3D printing is at the forefront of software-driven manufacturing. So I see it as an automation technology. I actually started the metal 3D printing program at Blue Origin before I started Relativity. And I think they're still doing amazing things with 3D printing rocket engine chambers and parts of their product. But I really saw the future being a whole new tech stack for aerospace, that if we could print not just bits and parts of a rocket, but the entire thing, and throw away all of the old factory and build a whole new way of doing things, that this would really be the future of space, and seeing that happen much faster. So going from raw material to a rocket complete in less than 60 days is the target I've set for the team, and we're certainly going to achieve that over the next couple of years.
Now, if there's one thing we've learned about space, is that these milestones take a long time to hit. Obviously, this was a long journey for Blue, and certainly if you go back in space development history, we're going back decades. And I'm curious if there were times while you were working here where you thought, this is so hard, I don't know if we can pull it off. If you have those moments still today, working on such hard, difficult technology where literally lives are at stake.
Yeah, for sure it's hard and challenging. I think that's actually partially what draws some of the best engineers in the US to making the space industry happen. And at Blue Origin, no, I always thought that Jeff and the team over there were going to get it done. I was really confident about it. That's why I decided to work there. And clearly today is a huge milestone that I hope they're celebrating really hard. because there's a ton of hard work into it. But I really think over the last couple of years, the pace of milestones in the rocket industry, satellites, companies getting private funding from venture capital has accelerated extraordinarily to a pace not seen before. I think that will continue as long as people execute. And I think it's really just bringing that Silicon Valley ethos into an aerospace world where we test things, we try things out very quickly. It's all about rate of learning, trying new ideas. And you're really seeing that pay off now with the pace of innovation that's happening.